Dear students, welcome back. In the previous session, we have discussed about the posterior abdominal wall muscle, that is iliacus. Now we are going to discuss about another important posterior abdominal wall muscle, that is quadratus lumborum muscle. Okay, this is a quadrate muscle lying in lumbar region. So this is a quadrate muscle lying in the lumbar region. Why it is called quadrate muscle means which is in the form of, the shape is in the quadrangular in shape, so it is called as quadrate muscle. Okay, so this is a quadrate muscle which is lying in the lumbar region. It is having an interesting origin and insertion, that is its origin lies below and insertion is above. Insertion is above. Insertion is above. Okay. So this is about the origin and insertion of this muscle. Okay, if you can see this origin of quadratus lumborum muscle, the quadratus lumborum muscle is originating from the transverse processes of the L5 vertebrae. So this is L5. Okay, so this is the transverse process. Transverse processes of the L5 vertebrae, and then the iliolumbar ligament. So we can see here the iliolumbar ligaments, which is connecting the lumbar vertebrae with that of the iliacus. Iliolumbar ligament, and also adjoining 5 centimeters of the inner lip of the iliac crest. So adjoining 5 centimeters of the inner lip of the iliac crest. These are all the origins of this quadratus lumborum. If you see this insertion of this quadratus lumborum, so this muscle is going to inserted in the transverse processes of upper 4 lumbar vertebrae. So you can find this. So this are the insertions. So you can see this. So these are the upper 4 lumbar vertebrae, L4, L3, L2, L1. So you can find the insertion into the transverse processes of upper 4 lumbar vertebrae. Okay, and we can see the insertion, another insertion, that is medial half of the lower border of the anterior surface of the 12th rib. So medial half of the lower border of the anterior surface of the 12th rib. So this is the insertion of this quadratus lumborum. And if you see the nerve supply, so this muscle is supplied by the ventral rami of spinal nerves from T12 to L4. So T12 to L4. So T12, L1, L2, L3 and L4 is going to supply this muscle. Okay. So if you see the actions of this muscle fixes the last rib, that is 12th rib, during inspiration, so that the contraction of the diaphragm takes place more effectively. Okay, this is one of the important function which helps in respiration. Okay, next one, when the pelvis is fixed, it causes lateral flexion of the vertebral column. That means, so on the right side pelvis is fixed, then it causes right side lateral flexion. Okay, that means only one side of the muscle is getting contracted, then it causes flexion. Okay, if both the muscles, both right side and left side muscles are acting together, which causes extension of the lumbar vertebral column. That means both right side and left side muscles are acting together, causes extension of the vertebral column. Okay, this is all about the quadratus lumborum and also the muscles of the posterior abdominal wall. In the next session, we are going to discuss about the thoracolumbar fascia. Thank you.